Welcome back to SJ Fibonacci. Save this challenge, at least for now. Alright, so you guys would have seen yesterday where I completely drew down my account by like 4.7%, right? But today, by taking only, I think it's around, technically one trade, I would have made 6.5% gains today, bringing the account back above the $7,000 mark, approximately 4.33%. Right, and remember my target is 8% in the first phase. Yes, it is 8%, so around $560. Yeah, pretty much that is where we are. Wait, why does it look like this? Oh, my daily loss. Oh, my daily loss. Yes, my daily loss is fine. Yeah, pretty much this is where we are. So I guess in a sense to kind of round out the week, I took like, I don't even know how much I didn't even focus on number trade I took. Alright, my biggest win was $205, which is the trade I took today. You guys are gonna see. I really did over risk. I was actually prepared to, well, I wouldn't have blown the account. I pretty much risked the entire day loss I had today, which is $350. So the first trade I took, I risked the entire thing, and I didn't even hold the trade the entire way. So that's the next thing too. I didn't hold the trade the entire way. If I did hold the trade the entire way, I would have probably, well, I would have met the profit target. But I'm a little wary of meeting the profit target too early because I have to be traded a minimum 5 days on the account before I can move on to the next phase, and I think I've only done 3. So I don't want to use the next 2 days to be fiddling around or not doing anything. So I'm not too upset that I actually didn't meet the target today. And I really don't want to be trading like that, to be honest. And maybe I shouldn't even say that. I shouldn't even say I don't want to be trading like that. The reality is that once I'm aware of the risk I'm taking and the consequence of it, but I really, well, yeah. I guess I can just show the charts. It was on gold. You see where it ended up? My initial stop loss, my initial take profit was around here. I bought from here. I bought from this level. I think it was 723.78. I bought from this level. My stop loss was, I think, all the way down here. My stop loss was really wide. It was like 70 pips, like 350. And my initial target was here, and then I had one going all the way up here. I think the market pushed up to here, and I came out. I woke up at around 2 a.m. I saw it was floating like $400 in profit. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna close it. Probably shouldn't have, but then it did pull back. It actually pulled back almost to my entry, and I entered again. So on the pullback, I entered, and it started to push up, and I just exited again, which is the 2 position you can see. Which you can see here. I'm just going to my history. So yeah, it was floating $400 per position, and then I entered total position on the pullback. I'm gonna just say, all right, it's Friday. Let's just call it a day, and I came out. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Like, so the market is trending like this. It's so easy to trade when it's trending like this. Like I always said, the best trades are obvious, right? The best trades are obvious, at least to me, because I trade very, very simple. It's a structure. Market is creating these higher lows. And you see it's actually respecting this trend line. Yeah. And in honesty, it could have easily come back down here to retest it before going up again. But sometimes it doesn't do that. That's how you kind of watch the market. And you don't try to sell. Even if you thought it was going to come down here, you don't try to sell at this point because the market has not broken structure. It's still following the same structure. And by structure, I mean the higher lows. So each time it goes up and creates a new low, it's creating a higher low. And that's how you climb, if you think about it. That's how you climb, right? Each new low is higher than the previous. And it kind of pushed up. You look at my Fibonacci. How easy Fibonacci is, as I would have explained before. From here, up here, it pulled back. If you look, it pulled back into this region between 50 and 61. pretty much the 61 level, and then it pushed all the way up to the negative 27 extension. So that's usually how I use it. Pull back, initial leg up, new leg up. But yeah, I only trade these two. I've actually been taking in some content, and there's probably some things I need to add to my arsenal. What I used to do before on a regular basis, I used to pay a lot of attention to the fundamentals. The fundamentals I talk about, like the news. The reality is that fundamentals are what really move the market. Right, the technicals are just how it goes about doing it, but the fundamentals are what move the market. So we go up like this, it means that there's something happening in the gold market. There's something driving people to be demanding gold and buying up gold, right? But yeah, that is pretty much it. As I said, guys, really and truly, the key word here is consistency. Anybody can make profits, but just want to be consistent. And if I become consistent and then be able to scale, that is where it is going to be life-changing. But yeah, there's still some things I need to fix, because I could have easily lost a trade I took yesterday, and could have easily been down more than I was the day before. But just happened that it worked out. Well, I think it was high. In my head, it was a high probability trade just because the market was just in an uptrend. But then I don't know if I remember when I started the week, I was saying that so the week has ended, week has closed. I started the week and I was saying my directional bias is down, but as you can see, the market completely disobeyed that bias. And if I remember when I was saying the bias is that the previous week's low. Wait. So long me they said that to actually referring to another week. So this week was this week that ended. Yeah, I was referring to another week. But this week would have shown that if you realize how this week engulfed the previous week, this week could have shown that the market momentum was going to continue. And in all honesty, it might very well continue into regions that we've not seen before. So I wouldn't be surprised if it actually continues to go up next week. But again, I'm just going to watch the fundamentals. If it's going to come up, I kind of expect to come back and test this level before. In fact, I might actually move this. So let me see. Yeah, put it here. The market has not broken this previous week's high. So this one, week 3, it closed down here. But let us see. Let us see how it goes. Not a bad week. Again, this one's a two-phase challenge, right? I'm going to start to do a more risk profile. My approach is kind of changing, to be honest. I'm going to try to use a risk profile setup where I'm risking 1%. So instead of, I usually have this thing where I use like 30 pips and then, I work out whatever it is. But as I was saying the other day, I've been having stop loss as well as 50 pips. I never used to have stop losses so big. 50 pips, 40 pips. Yesterday I had a stop loss of like 70 pips, right? But the one thing is that the risk doesn't matter. Well, the number of pips doesn't matter if you have a monetary amount assigned to the risk, right? So 1 hour should be 1% of the account. Really and truly, I should be risking 70% of the account on each trade. I think I'm going to go towards doing that. So I'm going to risk 1% of the account on each trade, and I'm going to be going for risk to reward ratio of 1 to 3, at least 1 to 3. Don't try to go above 1 to 3. Don't be greedy, right? The problem though that I have that might work against me though is because of how I manage the positions. I'm probably going to try and do the 1 position per trade thing, where it would be an actual 1 to 3, because if I split the position and I take 1 position halfway, it's really not 1 to 3. That first position would have been 1 to 1.5, right? The second one, of course, would have been 1 to 3. But then the overall trade is not a 1 to 3 trade because I've split the position. So I'm going to experiment with trying to hold. And I don't think it is fair to hold the position, 1 position, and see how that plays out. I might just use a trailing stop loss to move my stop loss. And this thing actually allows me to do a trading stop loss where it will automatically move when it gets to a certain level. But I'll look into how I can go about doing that. But until next time, guys, SJ Fibonacci out.